Hello everybody, we are playing some more Conquest of Elysium 5. This is going to be our Demonologist run. We're playing on a large map, we're playing on Dawn of New Empire, and we're just going to talk about some stuff as we set up the game. You can see what I'm doing here. The Demonologist is one of the factions that is probably one of the most chaotic, in that you're really going to have some trouble controlling your summons. And this isn't a single mechanic in the game just for the Demonologist, but it does present one of the most unique challenges to the Demonologist, where you spend sacrifices to try and control your summons, and the more sacrifices you spend here that you get from hamlets, villages, and towns, the better chance of controlling your summons you're going to have. You can read the lore here. The Demonologist is essentially a combination between a kind of like cult and wizard faction. They use temples to recruit their demonologists or increase the chance of recruiting them. And we mostly are going to work off our sacrifices, as they're the most important thing to us. We're going to name ourselves Salazar. I'm going to call him the Underling, and we call him that because the Inferno is under Elysium, and it sounds cool and creepy, and it gives us a nice aesthetic here. Thematically, I think the Demonologist is one of the most clearly evil factions. They just use human sacrifices. They bring these incredibly dangerous creatures to Elysium, no matter if you're a consequentialist who believes only the consequences of your actions matter, or if you're you're a deontologist. The Demonologist is very clearly not a good guy. All right. I don't love this start. These are going to be hard to take, and it's not worth the 4 gold, frankly, to go fight that. We're going to have to deal with this, otherwise they're going to spawn a bunch of units. We did get some nice spells. So the Demonologist here, and as always, we're going to review things as we see them, not necessarily in the order that, we're not going to say everything at the beginning. We're going to talk about things as we summon units. As we click these buttons, we're going to talk about the rituals when we do them. Malgut. What a name. So we have Salazar the Underling and Malgut here. We start with the regular amount of human troops, spearmen, archers, etc. We won't talk about them. They're not great. They serve a purpose in expansion and sometimes filling your ranks when you need them. But we're much more of a ritual faction. And speaking of rituals, here is our ritual caster, our Demonologist, the lifeblood of the faction, in terms of getting to your better stuff. Sometimes they act as a springboard, other times they might be very essential depending on the spells you get. Their spells tend to be a mixture between the strength buffing with infernal strength and regular strength spells, a bunch of magic attacks that work off like Agony and Pain, Bloodburst, fire spells like Combustion. You get some summoning of your lower level summons. You can summon lower level demons eventually. This spell right here is pretty unique to the faction. Hellbind Heart is an enslave spell. One of the few casters that has an enslave spell. The witch has her charms. Elle has conversion, but enslave is something in particular. And it takes a while to cast, but you can really rip away some units like trolls. Sometimes the Pale One King will get grabbed by it. Big things like that are generally what I think are the best at grabbing with this. I think we're going to combine both of our casters. Sometimes I'd split the party. In this situation, I'm going to go with them together because I don't see a lot of early splitting opportunities, and we want to keep most of our stuff. So you guys may have seen a problem there. We lost 2 units to our Agony spell, and we actually might click off of this, because that's going to cause us a lot of trouble. I want to Hellbind Heart that elephant, but at the same time, it will probably murder us. I'm going to take some movement penalties going up here. Jump this way. Ooh, a market village is good. You generally want to get these sacrifices. These are sacrifices, they're gold, they're production. Production doesn't matter so much to the illusionist. Not the Demonologist, excuse me. You get benefits of crossbowmen sometimes. We grabbed an archer there. That's nice. Didn't take any losses. Fortunately, that strength buff isn't going to help us so much as a spell as we'd like it to. That's a little beefier. But another market village means we can start actually trading for sacrifices, which might be ideal. What's nice about our start here is we seem to have started in a relatively safe area surrounded by things, which is never bad. I did try this run once before, and we ended up getting suicided by a hoards, specifically a Markgraf. Ooh, if we can grab a werewolf early. We got a werewolf. Okay, for those of you that don't know, it's going to regenerate and heal this wound. Werewolves are regenerating units that have 2 attacks. That's a nice grab. Where'd he go? He appears as a brigand on the map, though. Okay, looks like, again, we're running into hoards, so I'm having PTSD a little bit. We might actually be able to grab this. I think we're going to shoot our shot. This is about as weak as the Markgraf faction will get in terms of holding their base. We're going to hope... we should have turned Agony on. That would have been wise. Hopefully they aim at the werewolf and he'll regenerate past things. Could grab a caster from us and nab it with a crossbow bolt, but it's looking like we're safe. Yep, we did it. We killed the Markgraf. Which means we can get those slingers if we'd like, which is really good. The Markgraf slingers, or just general hoards slingers, are pretty great. You can get 50 of them. And, well, great versus unarmored units is what I should specify. And we can hit our first button. Imp summoning will give you imps. As you'll see here, imps tend to be really weak. A lot of them are magic casters. This one in particular is. This is one of the better ones unless you're fighting undead. Because undead have a lot of cold resistance. This ice imp... it has hit points of 5, 7 magic resistance. All your units are going to usually have high magic resistance. It's one of the better things about the faction. A lot of them also tend to have a lot of health. These ones are most notable beyond fire vulnerability and ice resistance. What they have is ice spells. And having more level 1 casters at this point in the game is really valuable. But unfortunately, you can also get these shitty, like, just bone imps and these other things that aren't useful. There's some good stuff in here and some really bad stuff in the imp summoning. And you may have seen us, when we cast it, we click this thing. For those of you not familiar, the more sacrifices here we put in, the stronger a chance we're going to have to collect them. You see it starts at like a halfway point. I'm not sure if that means it's a 50-50 chance. It definitely feels like about that. I would definitely bump it up almost always. For imps, I tend to do anywhere between 13 and 15. I don't like to go over that. Once you start getting into 16, you stop seeing as much returns on your sacrifices. You could always wing it and go super low, but the lower you go, the less chance you have, and then that also hurts your turn economy. Because you're going to end up, or your action economy is a better word, because you're going to end up having to fight whatever you failed to control. And sometimes, as the higher level stuff, that can hurt you. With the imps, you'll generally be fine, but I still wouldn't advise rolling the dice on that. So we got a nice early grab of the hoards base. Unfortunately, we're in the deep winter. And we actually have a hoards with us. We should have left that in his base. We're going to drop him so we can explore more. Another coastal hamlet. This is a juicy little part of the world. I'm going to go nab this. Move down here. Okay. Looks like all we're going to see right there. We are going to grab some defenders here in the hoards slingers. We might want to consider splitting up. Although I don't love that idea. Can do is move this way. We're going to want to kill these serpents. They're going to keep taking our stuff. We're going to spawn a couple units before then, though. We're going to do a 14. All right. These guys are nice. They're fiery imps. Low HP, decent magic resistance as always. They rank towards the front, and they do front minus, which means they're going to generally go behind this stuff if there's enough of it. Which is nice, because they're not great in melee combat. They're pretty bad. Where they excel, and what really makes the unit, it's not even worth looking at their attack almost, is that they throw flames. And these flames strike anywhere within a range of 3. That just means that they won't hit the first line, by the way. This is what strike anywhere means. A burst of 1, which ain't bad. Not bad at all. So 1 to 5 fire damage on units. In their first or second line, or third line perhaps, if they're right up in the front, is not bad at all. These guys are some solid damage dealers, and I definitely advise keeping them around. They're one of the imps you hope to get. We're going to try another summoning here. Okay, these are some of the bad imps. In situations, they can be good. Specifically, when you get the Summon Imp spell, you'll end up summoning a bunch of these guys, and what they'll do is they'll harass the archers on the walls. In the same way that sleep can be really penalizing to early defenders when there's not a lot of them, the imps can be really punishing as well. They can punish the hell out of some archers. And they won't necessarily kill them, but they'll keep them distracted enough to where your archers or your spellcasters, or whatever else you have in your army, has now more time to get to the walls and deal with your archers that are on the walls. I'd say it's definitely not as good as the sleep in terms of raiding over walls, but it's functionally, it works, so I definitely advise trying it out. We're going to grab these hoards and go attack these serpents. We probably want to save for a commander eventually down here, just to make sure this area stays captured. Might want to put that crossbow hoards as well on that graveyard, because I'm not sure if that graveyard's going to start spawning independent undead. Killed those serpents pretty easily, took a loss on that poisoned imp. But the imps are pretty much meant to die. We'll drop these hoards here. I thought I saw... No, we didn't get a captain. We'll start booping up here. An old castle with a vampire. The Ring of Infinite Gold. That would be nice to grab, but these guys are pretty dangerous. Necromancy level 2 is no joke. We'll take this from whoever took it. Maybe provoking an AI. It's the Senator. The Senator, early on here, as we see a Baron and someone else get eliminated, is pretty deadly, although he was dumb and got himself killed. I guess that was the Senator who got eliminated, because he just boofed himself off there. Well, we will take advantage of that, and one will summon some imps. Okay, these are your bone imps. I hesitate to even talk about them. They have the nice undead tags, and they have the bad part of the undead tag. They're undead, so they take double damage from holy attacks. Otherwise, they're pretty trash. They're chaff that you hope not to get, because they're the worst of the chaff. I guess situationally, like an illusionist, they could maybe fill up your front lines with people who aren't going to get slept or confused, which is nice, but they're terrible. So I don't know what they're going to do after that, after they resist those spells. The Senator didn't die, he just failed this capturing, which means the Senator himself is dead, but he kept his faction together. Something of note, by the way, before we continue, is that all our units are banishable, which means they can get sent back to the Inferno by some holy priests like the L faction, which is a pain in the butt if it starts to happen. Or also an opportunity, depending on which demons are getting sent down to the Inferno. If one of your lieutenants that you eventually gets sent down, and you find a couple of troops down there, you can make some things happen, perhaps, but usually it's a bad thing. But you don't lose the binding, which is an interesting part of it. We're seeing another one of the Senator here. We're going to hit this button, and we got another ritual that we're going to talk about when we use it. Still no commander. 10 to R22. We have a lot of spells. I think we're going to try and kill the Senator here. We might take a couple losses in our really crappy creatures. Our werewolf leading the front lines is going to really protect us from any damage, but as you can see, we only took one loss of an imp. I think it was a bone imp. But you're already starting to notice, with small small groups like that, the imps are really good at taking out human factions who have crappy magic resistance, as we do actually kill the senator this turn. And they can take out those small numbers. Now, once they close with you, they're going to kill your imps if you don't have big defenders in front. But, you know, you're going to get the job done when it comes to being able to kind of just kill your decently sized human enemies. Now it's... Oh god, this got taken. Okay, we need a captain down here as well now, so... Have a couple priorities. We could send our other demonologist down there. I like my doom stack I'm running around with right now, though, too, so... And we're gonna take dividends on what we grab over here, so... I want to grab it all. No captain here yet. We might want to prepare just some spearmen and stuff to go along with him, recapture this stuff. Maybe go sit on the graveyard. I don't know. I'm a little afraid to sit on the graveyard, I'll be honest. Next turn here, I think we'll summon a regular demon. Oh god, and this has got... Did this get attacked by the moose? I think so. Nope, ambushed. Okay. A little unfortunate. We'll get some more slingers just in case that army dies or we lose control. And the wolves are already attacking us. Okay, these are dispossessed spirits. Okay, whew. Thankfully, the Hobergs aren't bad versus dispossessed spirits because the amount of attacks and the Mirage Crystal. Would have loved getting that this early as the Illusionist. Turn 1. Always nice to see. Do we attack the Brigands? Well, we can see them now, and they might go into stealth if they hop in the forest, so... Or no, these ones don't have stealth. Never remember how Brigands go stealthed. Doesn't matter right now. Still no captain. Saved up a decent amount of our sacrifices. We could level up into another ritual level, but I don't know if we want to do that yet. Oh boy. And the snow move is really slowing us down as we overrun some tiny little animals. Of course, don't feel bad. The animals are super aggressive in Elysium. They actually strive to kill humans, so they're bad. Very dangerous. Okay, we want to go kill that moose. I'm petrified of mooses with our tiny army that we have right now. And by tiny, I specifically mean the fact that we don't have any units that are comparable size to the moose that would block his trample. Okay. You can see I used a 28. You start at 20. You can go all the way up to 40 with this one. What we got out of it is one of my not-so-favorite demons, is the Serpent Fiend. They have a big HP pool, armor of 1, magic resistance. Their poison is okay. You know, it'll hurt a bunch of people and tick down their health. Plenty of damage. They got a venomous bite as well, and they'll fly in front of the rest of your army. Unfortunately, if your army does manage to catch up to them, they tend to kill your own units, which I don't love. I think we're going to be able to take this out, and it's going to focus on the Serpent Fiend. There we go. Yeah. So it's not my favorite. Where was the senator's home? We need to come recruit up here and get more patrollers and things. If we go attack this, our captain is almost certainly going to die from that moose, so we'll just leave some slingers there to maybe pelt this guy down if he decides to attack. We have the evil organ music. I think this song is probably the most fitting. Another cultist. We will hire him. We'll also hire these very, very cheap pikeneers. That is a deal. My goodness. And we'll run these guys all over this area for a second. I think we could take this. Yeah, we'll take the watchtower. Stop any more troops from spawning out of it, as watchtowers now very consistently do. Take that. Kill these animal stacks. We're playing a little relaxed right now. We might want to do rapid expansion, but I'm fine with collecting our laurels a little bit here. And, killing some guard tower stuff, taking some losses, but that's okay. You can see this ice imp ideally wouldn't be all the way up here. These ice imps are not good fighters with a -2 to their maximum damage. Can't get archers there yet, but I'm not so afraid something will try and take it. We'll get this. We might go explore with Pierre. What a fitting name for a weird cultist. Pierre. Not that the French are demons, guys. Not that the French are demons. Just maybe they have a little demonic side to them. Okay, we'll take these deer out. Should be pretty simple. Luckily, our Serpent Fiend is staying in the front. These guys are also friendly fire, but the damage isn't that high, and your demons tend to have pretty high HP pools, so you don't have to worry so much about that. Okay, we're taking this graveyard. We see someone has taken... Okay, this is a witch, I believe, which we don't do the best versus the witch early, because we're going to get a bunch of poison damage, but later, when we start getting massive fire dumping spells, we'll start doing real good. Now, what to do up here? Do we continue northward? I was really trying to find the base. Oh, that's bad. The base of the Senator. This spell is bad. There's an equivalent first level spell that lets you go into the Inferno. This will send you back from the Inferno, but without troops in both directions, and I believe this, yeah, this will just send you somewhere in Elysium. Probably one of the worst second-level rituals we could have grabbed. The Wall of Torment, I think it gives you fear hands on walls, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it creates a fear effect on walls. So, not that crazy. Ooh, and there's a little hamlet here for us. I want to be a little careful just in case the witch is lurking around here, and that maybe she just got this taken from her. Staff of Lightning, I think I might actually pick up. Oh, that's a cheap Staff of Lightning. You know, eventually we'll have something maybe that will wield this better. Oh, wait, no, this is the staff. This isn't even the... I thought this was the Lightning Spear for how cheap it was. This thing does a Chain Lightning spell. That's actually pretty brutal. It is gonna kill our own troops, though, unless we run around with a bunch of Storm Demons. Where the hell was this Senator? Unfortunately, our scouts are in our imps, and I'm okay with not casting imp summoning just about yet. Some small spiders in a gold stream. Send Pierre this direction. Okay, we found some more Hoburgs. That's a pretty big army. And a port that looks pretty soft. And by big, it's not super effective. We want to go build this army way up, though. Running around a little bare bones for what we'd like. Might want to explore down here eventually as well. We're actually going to do that. Oh, we don't have enough gold for the spearmen. That's fine. Hopefully nothing too crazy. We'll just explore for a sec. Kind of low commitment. Okay, they're attacking that port, which means probably going to lose some troops. Do we still have visual? No, we lost visual. Oh dear, okay. Not in that much trouble yet. This is a witch with not very many units, so we can always pull back, which is probably what we're going to do on both fronts here. And start planning our approach, and one of our approaches is going to be getting a demon army. I'm going to do a 28 for maximum, not maximum control, but really good control. We got the Spine Devil. This guy is pretty good. You know, he's battle fast, which is a problem if you don't mass battle fast and flying stuff. And unfortunately, these two synergize well in that they'll run up together and make it at about the same time unless there's walls present. But a big issue is this guy is going to poison the hell out of your Spine Devil if he shoots in his direction. So keep that in mind. But they're both pretty poison focused. This is 28 HP. Not a bad HP pool, a little lower than this Serpent. He's got 6 magic resistance, so above average. He's got armor, which means he's going to do damage resistance, essentially. He's got fire resistance, as many of our creatures do. This guy's actually got poison resistance, so this guy's pretty good versus the Witch. If you want a good unit versus the Witch, this one will do it. But you got this poison, which, when you get attacked, it'll poison units. So it's pretty good versus units that attack a lot, like knights will get poison to heck, and, you know, poison tears through their armor unlike anything else. As we said, it's battle fast. It's got 3 attacks, all with poison that can affect the target, and this is brutal. This is brutal to whoever gets hit by it, but I will say I have trouble personally getting those guys to survive long periods of time. I find personal difficulty with that because of how likely they are to run. Okay, glad we came down this way. Hopefully there's not another faction. They're taking our town. We need to go respond to that. She didn't spawn anything, did she? No, so she's pretty weak. We will respond with anger. Don't want to do 30, do 28. Got another Spine Devil. We'll attack next turn, or hopefully she'll come out of the fortress there. I'm going to redirect this way. I'm going to do another Demon Summoning down here, 28. I like to do usually a little higher than 25. 27 or 28 is usually where I find around. 30 is a little too much. As you can see, we lost that guy, which is unfortunate, but that's the reality of this faction, is you're going to lose summons. And that might mean the loss of a couple units, because these guys are particularly irritating in that they'll poison all your dudes. Our Ice Imp lived, but one of our regular troops died. Thankfully, our Werewolf took some of the poison damage, and he is pretty easily shaking that off. It's unfortunate in that they just got more Hydras here, so we can't necessarily attack them unless we get good spawns here. These Hydras will hurt. They have the Witch there, too, although I want to kill this army while it's here. We got this guy. He's a Frost Fiend. I'd say this is probably one of your best low-level demons. He's not battle fast or anything. He has Snow Move, which means AP on the map is going to be better if you can get him with a commander as such, which is, there's higher versions of him that you can team him with. He's got 44 hit points, which is great. He's got 7 magic resistance, which is great. He's got 6 strength, which is okay. Yeah, it's good, good. He's got 2 armor, which combined with your high hit points is like, wow. But beyond that, he's got cold resistance, ice armor, so right now he's rocking, you know, he doesn't always have 2 armor, I don't believe. Sometimes he's going to have 1 armor, but in the ice he has 2. He's got Frost Shield, which, you know, is going to do frost damage to those attacking him. I think and possibly provoke numbness, which is a status effect in the game. He's going to do 3 different attacks, which one of them does poison. The other 2 are just good piercing damage, so pretty value. Pretty value indeed. Do a 28. We got another one of him, and now we really need to decide. What spells do you have? Spontaneous Combustion. Oh, that settles it. Because if he spontaneously combusts these guys, they're going to fall apart. And he's likely to do it, so we're going to go in for the kill there as we move Salazar, the Underling, over here. We're probably going to try and do a swooping action with a single army. Come on, do your Spontaneous Combustion, please. He's doing pain. It's unfortunate. It means we're going to take more poison ticks. These guys will probably survive their poison. I'm almost... yeah, they will. Some backliners got poisoned and died. It's unfortunate, but pretty good. Pretty good losses to kill that witch. And that's only the level 1 witch, but it's worth it, in my opinion. We're going to get a save. We're going to save over our failure with the Hobergs, which you guys didn't see. Demon Recording. You can see I practiced a little bit, too, on my own. Don't save over you dingus. I'm actually saving over it. And we're probably going to save over that quite often. It's just to remind me when I'm not playing this faction. Oh, and there's a port down here? Oh, we need to get some troops down here and take this. Super defendable peninsula. Although, not my favorite enemies here. Although the animal spawning Hoberg is a lot less threatening than the undead Hoberg is what I found. The Markgraf, who we killed early. Could have been a big problem if he started reanimating off of dead towns. Because every dead troop for the Necromancer factions are just, like, more resources. We don't want to take all of his stuff, although we'll take most of it. And start running him back here, and he'll build up troops there. Meanwhile, our main Demonologist, he's a little light on archers, but we can make that up with some imps. We could also do this. Oh, we got the Demon Lieutenant spell. I was hoping for greater demon summoning, because that's more achievable where we are right now, but we can make some things happen with a Demon Lieutenant spell. Pretty good. Lots of stuff still down here. If there's another faction down here, I'm going to be a little afraid, because then we're going to have to really rethink our plans. Hello? Alright guys, you may have heard me loudly say, huh? Or who is it? Or something like that last time during the same video. There's our tornado. I'm just going to edit these two together. Didn't touch down anywhere relatively near my house, but still in the area, so had to stop playing for a bit. And I'm, of course, a little bit frazzled, but no one near me, at least so far, is reported as being hurt, so we're all good in the neighborhood. A little bit of real-life excitement, though. And my cat's acting all funny now. Oh, my goodness. Okay, we're going to look up here. We need to get enough troops to deal with this. I think I'm better off waiting for mercenaries. I don't need another cultist in that army. Worst comes to worst, we can summon some imps. I'd much rather have them than another cultist down here. So we'll keep an eye out. We could get an assassin. I think we won't do that yet. We need to kill these kobolds, but they're going to be tough, and they're going to poison a lot of us. And these have poison bows, too. Is that a caster? No, it's not. Okay, at least they don't have a caster, it doesn't look like. If they had, like, a shaman or a sorcerer, that would be a little scarier. Not super scary, but kind of scary. Okay, a strange portal. Well, we might send a captain through that one day. We are not going through it now. We'll summon at 28 again. Oh, good. Another unit to show off to you guys. So this one is the Lesser Demon. These guys are big HP sacks. Coming in at 50 HP, you know, they're 6 more than this guy. Although this guy does get at least 1 armor and 2 in the cold. Fights better during winter. Keep that in mind. You want to take winter fights with these guys. Don't forget that. Now, this guy has 7 magic resistance, so that's pretty high. He's got banishable, and no other things here besides banishable, which is, you know, a little unusual. A lot of our stuff has, like, multiple tags. The first time we're really seeing a guy without that many tags. And, you know, this guy in combat versus unarmored opponents is a beast. Versus armored opponents, he struggles a little bit, because he's only got 4 damage bludgeoning. But, you know, things like... I think the iron golems don't do well versus bludgeoning, you know, they'll tap into things like that. They have good armor, though. Stone golems maybe is what I'm thinking of, that have less armor and might get actually hit by these and don't have resistance to it. So they're really a combat demon. They're a little slow on the uptake compared to a lot of your stuff. I find that a lot of your stuff just runs ahead of them. But they're good. They're good. They'll fight in your front lines pretty heavily. Next turn, we're going to go grab this. I'm going to retreat down to here. I'm not too worried about that. I hope these animals stay away from our hamlets. They're providing us with some nice little resources. Nothing there yet that I'm super interested in. We see a Troll King, it looks like, with an ogre coming down. An ogre with Hydra skin armor. Oh boy. Tough ogre. And that gives you 3 Hydra skin armor. Good. Ooh, that's a delicious item to grab. I want to go kill that, but we have other priorities at this juncture. We're going to try this. Hopefully he doesn't lose control and we don't miss a turn. Okay, we got another ice guy. We're going to go take here. You can see our front line starting to really form, and we can start summoning imps too and get archers and things to put in the back lines. We move up here. We'll grab the scout. We're still waiting on a cheap seats troop that we can grab. I'm gonna grab my water here. Oh god, was that mist thing here? Oh god, I didn't even look at that. Oh, that's taking some attrition. Did our main demonologist die? Or did we lose him early? What? I think he died. Yeah, that's real unfortunate. Okay. Welp. That murderous mist stuff, I think is what it's called. It's a thing the witch leaves behind. It's a real pain in the ass, and it has just greatly impacted us. So now we need to save up our sacrifices, and we're also losing towns so that we can upgrade this guy to level 2. Male Gut is our new leader. His name will not... So he'll be Male Gut, the Malintent, the Merciless. Let's think. What do we want to name him? I think we'll go with Merciless. I think we'll do that. Oh, God. I don't want to forget his name. I'm going to forget exactly. It'll be Malgut, the Merciless. And that will be his new name. Unfortunately, Salazar was not bound for this world. We lost him to a cheap little touch of poison. We found their tower, which we'd love to grab, but I don't see Murderous Mist or anything on that. That might be a little easier, but still we'll avoid it for this current second. We'll grab some archers here. We're going to grab some spearmen, although I was really hoping to get pikemen or spearmen on the cheap down there. I'm going to save a lot of our resources. We're going to have to go take care of this guy. So we'll move this direction. Just make sure if he comes over here, we're going to intercept him. We'll get archers here. Doesn't look like we're getting a cheap selection of units anytime soon. So I suppose we'll move out here. Leave a single archer here so the sea dogs don't take over. 22 versus 9. We have some spells which will help us here. We don't have a lot of fighting troops, but our archers, if you know anything about Conquest of Elysium, archers are a little bit better than your frontliners. Although here, we're going to struggle because these guys are really going to hurt us. We're going to summon an imp. I'm really hoping he does pain and does it well. You'll see here, they'll start to get surrounded. And the less troops there are, the more shots they'll get off. Lost all the spearmen, but that's fine. We'll gain a production and a gold per turn from that tile, which ain't too shabby. We have some Hobergs up here that we could actually kill, and I'm not seeing him yet, so I think I might want to kill these Hobergs. It's going to take 120 sacrifices to get back a level 2 caster, and hopefully he'll come in with a better ritual. We did lose this Summon Demon Lieutenant ritual, but that's, you know, them's the breaks of the poison. He died really quickly to that poison too, unfortunately. We'll dive in here with this force. He'll run. You'll see this guy will fly behind lines like this and start doing that. It's good when they do that, but sometimes they get stuck in the front and when there's lines behind them. He did poison one of our guys, but that guy's already all fucked up, so. And he survived anyway. We kill these sea dogs. It's swift. So we've killed a Markgraf. The witch is over here. We'll take a look at her and see what she's rolling and rocking with. Okay, this actually isn't that crazy. She could have some big poison blasts that we want to avoid. And we don't want her coming down here. This stack would actually deal with her pretty niftily. The lightning... Oh, no, she's got ghosts and shit. Okay. Probably not, actually. There's a lot of crossbowmen here. There's a shit ton of animals and other things. Although some of them are rabbits, which just die in swarms to everything else on Elysium. Rabbits are very, very bad. Very low magic resistance, very low HP, 0 armor troops. They do get tiny, so they're difficult to hit, so they're basically just sitting there in front for some other better unit to survive longer for some reason, but you're not... Needless to say, they are not very good units. We'll explore a little bit and wait for a good deal or... Oh god, okay. The witch does have a second witch of level 2 witchery. We need to end her. We also need to end the Hobergs. We have a lot of objectives and too little time on our hands. We'll abandon the stuff in this fort. We'll take some more spearmen so we have a full front line and rock these guys out against one of the witches, I think. But we don't want to take that attrition. Don't want her continuing her spree here. Although this is a problem, because she's hauled up in here, she's going to be tougher, and I don't want to deal with that in the base. We will have a level 2 caster for it. We got Infernal Horde, which will give us a lot of army, which isn't necessarily what we needed. But it'll work. We'll take off the single target. Is Flame Burst a single target? I don't know why it doesn't say single target, but... we'll take Flame Burst. I guess because it burst, yeah, okay. That's why it says... That's why it doesn't say single target, obviously. Music's kind of quiet. We're going to run in against this thing. We should kill it rather niftily. It regenerates, but all of our spells and stuff will murder it. Okay, let's keep... Just make sure there's nothing else down here. Nope. Big old nothing. Okay, we can return to whence we came. Watchful Serpent. Interesting name for a tower. We'll kill this weird little swamp thing. It won't do much to us at all. Oh, but we'll poison ourselves. Do only one tick, though, so... It's not awful. She turned that into a swamp, so that's less gold for us. Not a lot, though, so... Not that big of a deal. Definitely gonna want to murder her. I will grab some imps. We'll do it a little higher this time than I'd like, but... Get an Imp Familiar, which means more spells for this battle, and we'll go take her out. I think the Imp Familiar usually gets fire spells. Looks like this guy did. A little dangerous. Witch spells are always a little scary, but she's got frogs, ghosts, and things, and I don't think they'll light a candle to this army. I could always be wrong, but my sense on it is that the regeneration won't do too much versus us. We'll set some of them on fire. The ghosts, we have plenty of magic damage to deal with this. In this army, as long as it targets it, but that's the question, will it? One of our fire guys is down here to hit them. We have high magic resistance, so this paralyzing beam won't hurt us as much as it could. We will get stuck down with a sleep, which is unfortunate, including our werewolf. Human troops interacting with a ghost isn't the best situation, but you'll see we're wiping this army pretty quickly. Okay, our Venom Serpent got frogged. Very unfortunate. But, you know, not the worst thing that could have been frogged. And that's the end of the Venom Serpent for now. But one day they shall return. These dwarves have a lot of armor. We'll get some crossbows here, and I guess we're just going to build up troops until we have enough. So really hoping to get the benefit of having a full stack of army there. The Hoburg is a more desirable target, but we crush their armies better than we crush the witches, is my feeling. Because I don't want to take all the attrition of poison. That's one of the biggest things that I have a problem with the witch. So I want to see if I can nab her army over here. Got a lot in here. I don't want to have to fight that fortress if I don't have to. This guy's grabbing our hamlet. We'll actually just move out with a bunch of the Hoburgs into that town. We'll leave our lightning staff guy here to just murder anything that comes near with a big old chain lightning if it happens. They have plenty of commanders, and they have commanders inside the tower. That might mean we have to take it. Not a fan of that. We can kill this small army pretty simply. Start weeding out the witch. We do want to get rid of her swamps because they end up spawning a bunch of stuff, and by get rid of, I mean just take them over. As they are past the point of return for returning them to farms or destroying them. We can't do that. The Terracotta Soldier building, the Enchanter does, destroys them. So does something else. What else destroys them? Yeah, the Baron has a Drain Swamp ability. Which is kind of funny because it, you know, there's units who hate witches in the game, and so you can kind of have the Baron do justice to the swamps of the land and fix the earth. The Baron is really the fixer of Elysium out of every faction here, although they might not be, you know, still a good person. They are definitely working towards a noble goal. Our werewolf went down. There's a chance he does return. He didn't return. And that was the end of our werewolf, unfortunately. You can see why we're not taking this yet. They did just move that commander out. And this is actually pretty weak right now. take damage. Let's try and grab some imps. Okay, yeah, we're doing it. These guys are going to fly over the walls and just irritate the hell out of them. Hopefully this kills the witch. She might have another base. In fact, I'd say it's almost likely, but we're scavenging things from her where she'll have more difficulty coming back to life here, which is good. I'm going to grab some spearmen. I got to keep checking the time, unfortunately, because I have to put these together, and I don't want it to run too long, or I'll be very late in the episode, just a little late. So these guys will tank a lot of the early poison. They'll just die, though. And we'll get in range, at least, before they start stacking on us here. We'll summon some more imps to fly over the walls and harass. Maybe get kills. There's one. Fiery imps doing some work over here. Fortunately, we're getting stuck on the gate, which means we're going to get more poison ticks and kill more troops. But this last guy is surrounded. Or not surrounded yet, but he will be. There he is. And that's the witch's tower. She's not dead. Oh! Oh, God. There's another witch. I have no idea if that's near us. Okay, so our witch killed the other witch. Hopefully that means she's weakened. And also means she's probably gotten a refresh on... ooh, this is cheap. I want to get those guys down here, but we need more army here right now, so... We'll get these pikemen here. We'll move out a little bit. What town? Okay. Okay, good. There's some stuff down here to scavenge. I was worried this would have been the ideal place to get this port, and maybe there'd be a bunch of settlements up here, but as long as there's stuff down here, that is going to give us benefits. We will gladly take it. Okay, that wizard, the white wizard, might have banish, which is real unfortunate, because they will banish a bunch of our troops. And they have the ability to take a lot of our stuff. Okay, there's a city here. I'm going to hope this kills them. I hope it kills them. I doubt it, but it's also a city, and the city of herbalist, which means they're getting their herb resources from there. So this is also a very valuable city. That gives a whole lot of resources to them. I think that's our turn. We're amassing a lot of resources right now, trying to get maybe an infernal horde casting. Okay, they did not die. Starting to get a little worried we won't reach them before they get all in our back lines here. But this is pretty well defended. We can recruit troops here if we need to. Whole bunch of swamps. I assume plenty of these were farms before. She's a little bigger than we thought she might have been. It's not good. Not good at all. Okay, there's another army. He's skulking. Do we do the infernal horde at this? How much overcast? I'm going to go to 250. I am very scared of a failure on that. The infernal horde is very good. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I just want to at least give him some attrition. Oh, he won't take much. What's he got here? Mace of Pain? Okay, it's not a wand. Still got a shit ton of crossbowmen. We really need to go take this. There's not a lot of archers there, actually. We'll grab some swordsmen and then move out, I think, and try and take that. I think the caster will really be an edge. Wound did you take? Never healing wound is what you have. Gonna lose a couple pikemen. But we wipe out another stack. Okay, they'll take some attrition here. I doubt it's enough for us to attack them in the walls. But they'll leave some troops behind, and we'll go raid. They didn't take any attrition. Probably a mistake to build that archer. No, they hurt themselves a little bit. Maybe cause some wounds. Oh, jeez. Okay. We have the availability of an infernal horde. If this goes wrong, this could be GG, but we'll do it with all that we can. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, guys, this is the Demonologist for you. Holy hell, this is bad. These guys are great. They have 44 HP. Words of Sacrilege will confuse the enemy, which is us now. I think we're dead. So this is a big example of Demonologist play. And these guys will run around, and they will destroy things if they take stuff over. You can see these guys would have been great. They have 2 armor. They hop over walls because they have flying. Desert move. They have a stinger attack, which isn't crazy. There's better units than them in this lineup, but these are the best units we would have had. And now they're murdering us. Likely to kill us. And if we don't die to them, we're dying to the witches' stuff. It's just likely we're going to die to them. I'm just speeding through our demise here. This is the Demonologist as a faction. This is them. You can overcast all you like, but at the end of the day, sometimes you get absolutely fucked. I'm sad we did so well. Now there's not a lot of demons to hold off the witch. We'll try and continue here. I'm gonna have to go a little longer because otherwise I don't know if this is a dunker or not. Oh God, who's the new leader? Pierre. Pierre. The how do you we'll do Pierre. Yeah, we'll do Pierre the Patsy. Because he is who everyone is holding responsible for the great failure, and he has to redeem himself. Somehow he got held responsible for the failing casting. Maybe he sent a letter being like, "It is the time," and then it was not actually the time or something like that to do such a thing. We're going to recruit those swordsmen here. The nice part... Oh, we already did that. Okay. We got spearmen. Whoops. Oh, well. We'll just do spearmen. It'll be just as fine. We have 35 versus 16. They're in walls. They have a little bit of an advantage. We have a stronger archer corps, and they're going to get clogged up in the gate with us. They will kill us in the gate, but our hope is we shoot them to death. I guess we'll save for another level 2. Spending all the gold that we can defending these places, but we'll likely lose ground to the witch again. God. Strange mist event. Means the AI is likely to run into almost everyone. That's what I found, is that the AI just likes to run into you when the mist event happens. I don't know if that's 100% correct, but it seems to be the case of what happens. Get some crossbows here. Even though they don't have that many heavies. Okay, we'll just sit around for a minute. Get this port. Okay. They're jumping out of their gate. We'll have some summons go in and distract them. We'll have Pain being cast. I think definitely our Archer Corps will win us. They have low walls. Their Archer Corps' gone. The bows will win us this day. They'll get some imp distractions here and there. And it's over. Okay. Welp. And this isn't terrible. They will take attrition on this, which is nice. I think they'll still win because they're white caster, but they're losing resources, but they have a lot more to pull from than we do right now. Okay, yeah, they took that. Okay. We'll leave a bunch of the Archer Corps here, a couple of Spearmen, and we'll start moving north. I don't have a plan for these guys just yet. I had no interest in that coal mine. It's not even worth paying attention to in my mind right now. I guess we could take our crossbows and go try and take it. They'll clunk through the dwarves okay. Yeah, I guess we should do that. We shouldn't leave a resource alone. Talk myself out of abandoning it. Hopefully their witch is dead, so they can't get good summons. And we would see that in that they wouldn't be able to recruit these guys anymore. I have no idea what went on with the other witch, though. Because there were multiple witches, and they did battle, and someone came out the loser, and it was our witch that was left that we're fighting. And who knows if the other witch even survived the battle, though. Okay, we'll take this coal mine. Our caster and crossbows should be able to manage it. So guys, this is an example of what can just really go wrong with the Demonologist. You saw how much higher we put into those castings. This is not the best idea for them. They'll win, but they're just so attrition. Yeah, we should move in with this army. Although, what's the Hoburg? I can't see what the Hoburgs are doing. That's a little scary. Gonna move very slowly. We'll get our level 2 caster. He got Lashes of Pain, which will just rip through people. He is an invoker. Pierre the Patsy is definitely an invoker. Again, suggest some names. I might rename Baldwin and our captain and other people we spawn in. We can rename some demons as well, some of the commander demons. I don't think we can rename the demon lords themselves, but give us names if you would like to suggest them. Here, the Patsy's going to retake this watchtower. We see him running away. We're going to dive right back into these lands. I'm thinking we're going to avoid the tower, even. We need to get some troops, though, that aren't slow. We can also get another cultist. I think we will do that down here. He'll just be sentryed there. Don't have explicit need of him yet. And we'll do lighter demon summons. Okay, I think this might be the first time we're seeing these guys. Excuse me if I forgot, and we already did. I did just have the presence of a tornado, and it was a little jarring. These guys are great. They have necromancy spells. These guys didn't get the best spells that I like from them, although they will summon a bunch of long dead into the fight. These are some of the demon casters you can get. I think there's like 2 demon casters you can get now. There's one that's a geomancer that we haven't seen yet, surprisingly. But the Bone Devils are necromantic casters. They have really crappy HP for the demons. 6 magic resistance. They rank towards the mid, so they'll be in the middle of your line, so they won't rank in the front. But what they're good at is casting spells, and they have all the undead tags like sleep resistance and charm resistance and things like that. So I guess if you're fighting like a really high-level illusionist or witch, you could try and bring a bunch of these guys to avoid getting confused and slept and stuff in your army, although I don't suggest bringing them alone. Okay, we move someone. I think it was him, yeah. That's okay, though. We wanted him moving this direction, but we don't want him going any further yet. Grab this. We'll move here. Oh, that's super takeable. I am very much suspecting that their witch is dead, because they otherwise, I have a feeling they'd be recruiting bowmen. Which, that would be very good if their witch is dead. And we're gonna probably kill this guy now. Yeah, he's got a tiny little army, and we're gonna blast the hell out of him. First, though, we'll highly summon Demon just to run in their ranks, and he will definitely run in their ranks. He is our sprinter. Very glad we used that terminology for him, because he's definitely going to do that. We'll save up our money for a minute. Really, I want to give them an extra turn here to see if they spawn the thing we suspect. Patsy. Patsy took a wound. He's a chest wound. He needs to kill this guy pronto, or he's going to keep winding us. Please get to the caster. Oh god, okay, he's hurt, he's hurt. Okay, they got long dead next to him, he's dead. Those guys are a little dangerous. And that's the witch. We need to go blitz her land and start thinking about Hoburg relations in the north. Do we have a commander available? No, we don't, so we're gonna have to run down here. We need this stuff pronto. I'm a little afraid there's still stuff sitting around, so we won't go totally insane and drop all our defenders, but what we will do is build some archers and spearmen up here. Get this tower a little bit as a distraction for the Hoburgs if they decide to come down. We can also... we don't have another commander in there, actually. Should go straight for the city, get a commander there, and start exploring this area, if we can get it. We have to drop the Hoburgs, but that's fine now. Oh, guys, I'm excited. Okay. We went through a struggle there, but things ultimately end up good. I usually, if we completely die in the first hour, you know, the episode doesn't usually go up, but we have survived the first hour, albeit with multiple dead commanders, but we are in a position of power once again, trading at an overprice. We have a city, Anstapothea? Fuck me. The E-City, the city of Herbalist in the south. My god, that name. These names sometimes really do get me. We'll go conquer this next time. Other than that, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be running around all of Elysium here and probably killing the Hoburg, so we'll consolidate this area, make sure there's no secret enemies, although I don't think there is. Head north, maybe take this town if we can build up enough chaff units to deal with the catapults, And then we'll start our invasion of the North. Yeah. And the Hobergs, and see what other factions are here. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 factions left. Very chaotic start. We've killed 2 of them personally. We know there are trolls, which will be funny to fight against as the Demonologist, I think. But we have a relatively good start here. I hope you guys have enjoyed the series. Make sure to suggest some names for the future episodes. I am recording this on the basically hours before I'm releasing it, because I ran into a little time crunch here. If you enjoy these series, give it a like and a comment. Comment other things you think I did well, things you think I did wrong. Just say you're enjoying it, you know? I always appreciate those comments. I leave them a little heart or the like button, and I like seeing you guys here. Give us little tidbits on lore of names or things you've been thinking about. All that stuff. Otherwise, check out the D&D content that's on the channel, and thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys being with me. So, we'll see you next time.